Oh, am I recording? I guess I am. Okay. Gonna talk about anti-gravity today. I'm not a scientist, by the way. Okay. I don't know what I am. But anyway. You ever get sick of the Pantones and the Searles and other characters that make claims? Anti-gravity and all that stuff? Scammers. Is this one empty here? No, it's not. Okay. It's kind of sad, isn't it? You adore John Searle, you adore Donald Trump. Had to mention that. And Pantone and Geek and all this nonsense stuff. Okay? I, a long time ago, read about Nikola Tesla and all the great scientists back then. Okay? Fascinated by Tesla. I had this Colorado Spring Notes autobiography and actually met one of Tesla's old friends, Thomas Lee Richardson of Vancouver, who had a house full of stuff, of Teslas and documents and stuff. But anyway, you're going to stick to the FBI. You like the government people, you know. You just the FBI took this and did that, and then all that silly stuff, or the CIA burned my brains out, or something like that. You just love that stuff, or the World Trade Buildings again. Simply a gravity collapse. Check out Tacoma Narrows Bridge and how it collapsed and fell apart, and look at all the dust and junk that came off of it. No fire, just wind. Okay, now to anti-gravity. Thomas E. Bearden put me on the SBIR program, Small Business Innovative Program, in 1983. Along with my signatures and everything else. And I got documents up from that time all the way up to about 2005, maybe later. I don't know. I'd have to look into all those things I got. And they come every several months. Massive pile of papers. And docs very well made and very nice people to deal with. You can phone them if you got a problem or write them a letter, and you get all these letters, which I have copies of still. Look at all the letters. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Oops, tipped over. And spilling out water, but oh well. Stupid iPad, you know, it's kind of had the biscuit. But anyway, only the ghost that did that one is shut up. But anyway, yeah, I would talk to them. They were going to go eventually paperless. So they're online now. If you go to dtic.mil, you get the stuff that's not classified. But the classification stuff, I got only mentions of the classifications, not the full article. So quite interesting. And I got into looking at the research they're doing on antimatter back in '85. It's quite interesting. It got full, I mentioned this before, I think AWRL support, but it's on just one page about antimatter and anti-gravity. They were doing at that time hydrogen, anti-hydrogen, anti-proton stuff, and they did mention that some of the experiments sounded like just firecrackers going off when they exploded it. When it meets ordinary matter, of course. Kind of intriguing, isn't it? Now that takes a big cyclotron and bevitron and all those different trons to get that small amount of antimatter. And it seems to exhibit anti-gravity properties. So everything that's anti would have anti-gravity properties, unless it's. I haven't seen anything lately on this, but it's quite interesting. Okay. So, if you hobbits want to learn anything about anti-gravity, I'm going to list some names you can look up online or DTIC. Just type in Thomas E. Bearden, DTIC.mil, or others. There's, well, let's say Ken Shoulders, EVOs and anti-EVOs and all that cool stuff. There were Thomas E. Bearden, check him out. Boyd Bisham and Lockheed Martin, he was right into it. They're using some of my video footage for reference to Nick Cook of Jane's Defense Weekly. There's Dr. Elizabeth Ann Rauscher, Gordon Novell, who had quite a team together a long time ago. There's Dr. Robert Forward, let's see, Ken Shoulders, Dr. William Tiller, Jack Safrati, Tiller, I mentioned Tiller already. There's Peter Kokoshnik, who passed away in '93. There's a host of different scientists I read about who were studying this unique stuff. One thing could lead to another. Dr. Hal Pudoff, who I met in 1993. For a couple of days he came visiting with George Hathaway. I met so many scientists, hard to, it's just, they're intrigued, I guess, to come around and visit, like Dr. P.T. Pappas, all the way from Athens, Greece. Different countries. Rennie Louis Valet, Andrea Sakharov. I never met either of those two, but they send a lot of letters to me. Oh, lordy, if I start going into different countries, then I can probably remember, but there's a lot of them. I have a lot of letters and a lot of interesting visitors over the years. Dr. Thurston Ludwig filmed a lot of stuff. 2007, I think it was. Yeah, December 2007. He stayed 2 weeks. I'm not mentioning TV people, and they film so much stuff that it's like 300 TV shows, blah, blah, blah. Brag, brag, brag. But anyway, for me, it's, as I said, I'm not a scientist. For me to do this to prove something, I could care less. I just do it because I like vintage stuff and Tesla stuff and old electrical machinery. I got a arrival today. Maybe, is that in focus there? Yeah, old Holocrafters just came in. Thursday I got a pallet of stuff from Fair Radio Sales, and then the week after that I get a pallet load of real cool vintage stuff from the scrapyard people. I went visiting, spent the day there looking for goodies. So anyway, I told her I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just fascinated by it, and I do it. I know what I'm doing. I haven't got blown up yet or electrocuted. Although McDonnell Douglas Aerospace Jack George Shackhouse felt it could have been PK on his 2-day visit in Vancouver in '86. Jack was a real treasure. I really kind of miss him too. Jeez, there's also Dr. Kuhn, Defense Technical Information Center in Canada, and then Dr. Loken. Oh, wow, and many others I met in person. There's Colonel Alexander, there's Los Alamos team, U.S. Army Intelligence Security Command folks. It was fun working with them, and nice people. What the hell? Come on. You crazy people out there that always say the government's this and the government's that. Oh, no, it's just your imagination station. And you guys buy into the fraudsters. It's quite interesting. You have to buy into them, right? You believe anything somebody tells you. So I noticed on the social media, it's all this John Searle this, John Searle that, and Geek and Pantone and, oh, good Lord. Montauk Group. Al Bielek. It's really intriguing how these people really delude themselves to believe it. It's truly amazing. You guys buy right into it, and then you leave out all the good people that do the real stuff. it's kind of weird in my opinion, but that's my opinion, not yours. And you view me as some kind of lunatic, of course. Boo! You don't see scientists act like a crazy person like me, do you? No, of course not. They only do it in private. I don't, you know. And you see in the TV shows with me doing this and doing that, and people talking about me. So you get your own little thing going in your brain. So you see a video like this or another one I've done, many of them, just for the hell of it, for fun. You think, oh, what did they do to John? Oh, what did they do to John? They must have fried his brains. The CIA fried his brain, or the Men in Black, or whoever it is. I find it quite humorous, personally. It's kind of funny. So, think whatever you think. I don't care. Then you get the people who said, oh, he had a whole house or a room or something upside down and dropped it off with something. Now, why would I do that? You know what the penalty is for doing something like that and acquiring funds? Very bad. Oh, anyway, you guys have your own little world. I have another one of these. I love these little drinks. Self-delusion. Reality comprehension disorder. I saw somebody quite refreshing talking yesterday on, I think it was CNN or 60 Minutes. It's Colonel Milley. I could tell right away that guy, after I listened to him for a while, he's a true, honest person. He knows the score and he won't talk about certain things. I mean, that guy is an amazing person from what I've watched on him so far. I can tell he's very truthful. I'm really impressed. Because rarely I find anybody who's truthful these days. Most of them are BSing and crap and stuff like that. And all the people I met in person, and my letters too, are quite honest. It's very refreshing. So I don't want anything to do with those crazy people out there that claim to have free energy and over unity and all this shit. If you do what I did. Get it verified. I had mine verified by Kyoto Institute of Technology, Mr. Ojiwawa, in Japan, who personally handled this stuff and took it apart and put it back together and wrote a paper on it. Whoops. I did that also with the Canadian government with Richard Brewer, Canadian Research and Development people. You gotta, your clients are important. The people that believe in you and that kind of thing. If you're going to start saying, "Oh no, it's all secret, all this crap," and no, somebody stole it. That's yeah, sure, the old story, huh? No, you got to be truly honest and make sure that your thing is really real and get it verified. My first engagement with clients, I think, early 90s, with the Reatrade group of business people around the world who got pinched by somebody using weird stuff. Excuse me. I said to them, well, tell me what he's doing. He's got these magnets strapped to 2x4s. And it's supposed to do this and that. We put a lot of money into it. I said, I'm sorry, but you've been had. Okay. It doesn't work that way. Well, they then asked me what I could do, and I said I can guarantee you 1 electron volt and milliamps with no moving parts, because I had these barium titanate cylinders that did that. And they funded me right away. I said, if If you're not satisfied with it, I return your money. They're very satisfied and got clients in China to arrive on to put 24 million in it, but they never showed up, so they're very disappointed. Carl David Anderson and the other gentleman started working for BC Hydro. I got all the documents, all the papers. I always sign an agreement. You know, I say your clients believe in you, and you say you're going to do it. Do it, and make them happy. Go beyond, because I went beyond just a few milliamps, and a volt. I thought I can make them really happy. I did it at 3 volts. So that's the way to do real business with clients and people, and make them really happy. Your customers. And oh no, you got all these lunatics out there that make false promises and take you for a ride and all that stuff. No, 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 no. You gotta live with your own karma. Karma. Doing that is really sick. Alex Pissarro and George Hathaway used to tell me all about these characters as well. I forget a lot of their names, and they're worth forgetting about too. So if you want to get real with yourself, study these names I brought up. Actually go back in time and do stuff. I seen all the kids were taken by they were big ride by this crazy, whatever he is. Forget his name, but it was a gravifier. They're trying to get the thing to work, and I looked at it. I didn't want to say anything, okay? I just suggest maybe the voltage is wrong, or maybe, I knew it didn't work. And it's just one of those crazy things that some idiot sold and did fake photography on it, which is another thing they like doing. So you got to be just careful with this stuff. You're gonna get burned and waste your time and lose money. Gee. There's research going on around the world and different things that are pretty reasonable to look into, and I strongly recommend that military website, DTIC. Just type in anything you want to search out and see if anything comes up. Then search out the names. See what they're into, like Dr. Robert Forward or Thomas E. Bearden or hundreds of others. I know, Dr. Rauscher and all those things. These folks. What did Gordon Novell do? He had a hell of a team together, that's for sure. He was going to build a ARV, alien replication vehicle, so Boyd Bushman, he was working on something before he got sick. And many others I know. Okay, the Durand Corporation, they were friendly with me. They're down in LA on Main Street. I went personally there, and they were very friendly. Sent me all kinds of stuff to my hotel room. I was with the inn at the time. There's SAIC, they're okay. They came visiting me a long time ago, showing me their stuff they did with metal, and I'm showing them stuff I did with metal. So it's nothing to do with... The only spooky stuff I ever had was somebody was, probably through Mel Winfield, was trying to get something out of me through a Yugoslavian embassy. There was messages or phone calls, I forget it all, but it was enough for Pissarro to contact Canadian Security Intelligence Service, who I had a day with, talking to them about weird people. But nothing ever happened. No, there was a couple of funny guys showed up at my place, and New Westminster British Columbia, Canada. I want to see a demonstration, and I smelled spooky on them. I'm sure they were undercover or whatever. I spot them a mile away. I said, "You guys are having fun playing CIA, I see," and they kind of walked away. I said, "Don't worry, be happy." Oh yeah, okay. So Rob Simone filmed a lot of stuff along with Alan Edwards, many others. Anyway, so you guys should not have. Yeah, I've been had. There was a guy that bought a couple of deactivated aircraft Brownings for me, and he's going to give me $400. Way back. Forget his name now. He was a damn fool, and he kept me on the, going for a month or two. And oh yeah, it's just getting the money. They're coming around. I'm going to buy them and all this crap. It's all garbage. Taken that way. Then somebody took $20 from me and said that wanted to sell me a little gold bar, and I was on my way to Wesley Baker's place on Front Street. West said, "What do you think this is?" And he says, "It's off I think it was a wine bottle." What? You've been had. So I learned my being had routine. Like Mel Winfield and his thing. I'm not too upset over it, but if I didn't meet Mel Winfield, I would have not met Alex Fitzgerald, George Hathaway, and all the other folks. Yeah, I'm still being had by somebody that's promising something, but it never comes true, and I'll eventually mention it in time. I don't know what they're up to these days, but a very interesting person. A true explorer, but he hasn't got time to screw around with me and do what he's going to do with me, so it doesn't matter anyway. He's a brilliant scientist. Yeah. So, yeah, I know. I'm Dr. Judy Wood is a scientist. We hung out together for what, a couple of months in Canada and the USA. She was a fun gal. She has her own opinion on something, and I have my opinion. I never cause friction with my opinion. Same as people who are religious. That's your thing, not mine. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to upset you and say I don't believe in it. It's just, oh yeah, God bless you. Oh, that's the way it is. Other than that, I just have fun in my fantasy world acting silly. And I have here this project here I'm doing for folks that are interested in what I'm doing. And they are quite interested, and I don't want to let them down. There's Colonel Alexander, there's others. So when this gets running again, the system, I do tap into whatever, I don't know. They're most welcome to visit. They want to visit too. So that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. In this day and age, if anybody's even interested in this kind of stuff, the effects are random, and they just wreck stuff. Float it up for half a second or whatever it is and fall down. Although I had slow lifts, that's a weird one because it fields interacting with electrostatic field, high DC field, RF fields, magnetic fields. Interaction with RF. Something does happen which I don't know. I can only keep referring to the DRE people, Defense Region Establishment Pacifica, Dr. Wilson, who felt I was taking some material from a radioactive source, which I had, always had, and there's some kind of interaction change would cause the effects. I think he's on target. I visualize all this stuff and I can actually see it, so I think that's true. But I visualize and make reality kind of stuff. I don't talk much. I don't brag much. I mean, about. I don't give lectures. I have no interest in anything. I have. Sounds like a bragging. Great achievement awards from Dennis Weaver. When I was at 1994 conference. Then an award in Japan. Still have that. I upload these images. Why not? Of the actual award. Oh, so much fun. I'm doing this ever since I was a kid. First was hydrogen balloons. Light tinfoil covered balloons. Vancouver thought it was a UFO invasion. That was funny as hell. I enjoyed doing that out of lye and aluminium in a bleach bottle, and you let it boil, and it fills the balloon up, and you tie it off, take it off, and thin tinfoil over it, and then let it go. Little did I know the media showed up. Camera, newspapers. I gave a demo, and that it was funny. Wow, and watching yourself on the old black and white TV, you know. They took me out for lunch and all that and filmed again. And they wrote down stuff. Jesus. I would die to see that old broadcast again. Yeah, I know. I like being on TV. It doesn't bother me. I love it. I'm a show off, so. You know I'm a show off. That's my nature. Silly Johnny. But anyway. Mr. Marine Tech Teeth. I do my own dentistry and other things. Oh, talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Wow, I remember the good old days when I was 150. Actually, looking at Civil War colored photos on YouTube. That's only 1860 or something. I look at these people and they look like something that just crawled out of a cave. Jesus Christ. Imagine looking at something in 1750, what they look like. Or 1650, or going way back. They look like, I don't know, weird. Now, it'll be a time when, 100 years from now, they'll look back on us and shake their head. Look at those crazy psychopaths killing each other all the time. Yeah, I gotta email my friend Dr. Spectrum in Israel, because Israel's getting hammered by, again, those wars going on all the time in there. No, today I was working. My hands are black. On a old post drill. I got over a year ago, I think, a year and a half ago. Yeah, I think so, or 2 years. I redid it to strengthen the back of it, and I added a pulley system and thinking of putting a motor, make an electric drive system. So I've done all that. I have the electric motor. I got maybe enough link belt, V-belt stuff to do it. Tomorrow I'll finish off, and then I'm going to go restore this fellow over there. Wait a minute. Thursday's pair of radio sales coming. A pallet. I'll be busy unloading that too. I don't know what time the scrapyard people are coming. And I bought a pallet load from them. And what else? A couple more things coming this week, I think. Military transmitter and receiver. That's about 98 pounds, that little fellow over there. Alright. So, I'm going to wash my hands. You know, a lot of the old stuff's drying up, and a lot of people, some people buy it on eBay. Of course, they get sick of it and repost it on eBay. So it makes a cycle around and around and around. Each one's got a history of somebody owning it. I say with old guns and firearms and cannons and stuff. They all have a history. There are a lot of Civil War firearms in mint condition, like they never were used. Tons of the stuff. And cannons and artillery and yeah. I'm so crazy I make my own artillery pieces. Not kidding. Anyway. Anyway. So at nighttime, I'm over here. I have no internet here. Okay, I don't want internet here. And at nighttime, after dinner and some chores, I'll go on, answer emails if there's any. Go to YouTube. Go to Facebook. And see what's going on. And then I go to eBay, of course. Spend a lot of time on eBay at night. Searching for a Navy radio receiver, Navy vintage radio receiver, Navy electronic pieces, Navy electronic brass parts. It goes on and on and on. And I get lucky. Where did I find all those Orlicons? Oh. Through Mr. Alec, of course. Of Greece, and who else? Leachfield, military in England. I found all those Orlicon parts that a friend of mine got for me and sent them over here. Dozens of other things I find that nobody. Jeez, I got an original bishop's hat. The bishop's hat in mint condition in a crate. A metal crate is used for calibration of the Mark 14 gun sight. It was a bid auction some years ago. You know, start low with a bid, and I'm thinking, who would ever buy this? So me. Put a bid on, and I won it. It's a beautiful item. Instruction books and all these big round discs like that, showing aircraft and how to aim your Orlicon cannon and all. It's really cool. I got a pile of Mark 14 gun sights that don't sell on eBay, so I just wait or send them a message. Oh, a couple $100. Yeah, I don't know. So I usually get them for $30 each in original case, mint condition. I like bragging about my finds. Little did I know I had all these museum ships after my ass. At least 5 of them. I get emails once in a while. I got one from USS Arizona and others that want, oh, you got this part or that part. I guess word spread somehow. Yeah, I got the part, but we want to trade for it. One was, here's really real. West Coast here now, okay. Back east, we can trade you a quad mount Bofors 40mm autocannons. But the barrels are torched off. And I'm thinking to myself, shipping that here, Jesus Christ, give me a break. So, no. almost did with to the Canon Superstore and bought a Bofors dual. Oh well. Ha! Never check the time. Gotta check the time. Gotta check the time. Hello, my name is Fruit Face. Anyway, let's see what. How long? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, 35 minutes, long enough. Time to act silly, isn't it? Oh, oh, doctor, what are you doing now? Oh, oh, my fingers are getting itchy, doctor. Oh, oh, ah. Somebody playing the video will hear this. What the hell are you doing, Henry? You shouldn't be having sex today. Life will probably think it's Henry's having a fling in the bedroom, but no, it's just me moaning. Oh, 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 doctor, don't you spread my chalk. Anyway, yeah, okay. Anyway, I watched a documentary on Nazis. They're really evil, and the whole world had to smother those fucking fools. Excuse my language. I hate Nazis, anything dealing with that kind of attitude and fascism. Gee, horrible creatures. That's why Trump is like a Nazi. He's a dirty, filthy, psychopathic, fascist asshole. I hope he gets in jail and that kind of thing. I don't care what you people think. Graft and corruption in all of the government people, not all of them, but a good portion. The politicians are corrupt. A lot of them are. A lot of them are not. But, yeah. But anyway, I'm going on and on and on. Now, one thing I'll be doing is creating ball lightning. That's like I used to do. Now we've got video cameras that can videotape it. I know how to make it. High voltage direct current stored in capacitor banks and exploded a certain way, discharged in a certain way that allows the ball to form. It's really cool. I did that in the 80s, and I think I did it in the apartment lab. On a small scale, I wasn't happy with it, but now I have this area and I have the capacity to hold many tons of capacitors. This is good news. And huge high voltage transformers. So I'll get back into that. I think that's important to film that. Ball lightning, and that's kind of fun. It's beautiful to look at. There's bead lightning and ball lightning. The longest lasting pieces for me was maybe 5 seconds, maybe, or a little more. I don't know. That was really cool. But it takes a lot of work to build all that stuff up again, so. And you can feed it with electrostatics through a tube. So it comes out of the end of the tube in a formable ball. Very bright too. It's kind of some were colored. It was captured on a news story. I think that was CKVU News captured it. Oh yeah. They thought their light bulbs blew up. Grant Fredericks, CKVU TV, a long time ago. Well, I guess I get wash my hands up, for Pete's sake. Take my vitamins. Gotta go.